So today's homework is page 70, question 6 of the Discover Graphics book, and it is the Adidas logo here. Alright, so a little bit of work involved within this one. Alright, we have 3, we'll call them leaves sticking out, okay? So 3 of them there. We need 2 of them, so left and right are kicking off at 40 degrees. Alright, so what we need to do first is we need to find the red center lines for each of those, as I'm calling them, leaves. Alright, so red center line. So we're going to do our vertical line for the middle one, 70 tall. Then we're going to do our right and our left at 40 degrees, and they'll be 54 off the horizontal line up. Alright, now again, we will work on those and we'll look at that as we're doing. First things first, I'll match them and I'll copy them with a red center line. Okay, so you don't have to put in a red one, but I'm just putting in just to show. So that's the red center line they have. Oh, sorry, a little blur there. Oh. So red center line there. And we said there a second ago, the height of this is 70 millimeters. So on the base, I'm going to measure up and put a mark at 70. So that'll be the top. And that'll be the bottom of that line I need. I'm going to do a light line along the bottom there for a second. And they say it's 20 wide. So that means we need to go 10 to the left and 10 to the right. Okay, now this is 40 degrees. So they're telling us it's 40 degrees off this line. So just be careful you don't do 40 degrees off this and then join it to here. That would be incorrect, all right? What we need to do, you can either get 40 degrees off this line and go sliding set squares across, or we can create a new vertical line for our set square to sit on. So what I'm going to do, I left myself room down below. I'm going to send a line below, down here, so it's away from my drawing that I need, but it still sets me up nicely for having that line 0, 180, but it's away from the question. Alright, put the crosshairs on our point there, set our 0, 180 along my line I'm just after forming there a second ago. Sorry, no, that's better. Alright, and I'm going from here, as it tells us it's going out 40 degrees. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. There's my 40 degrees here. Now again, I'm just going to pop that in red, just like they have, just to show where it's coming from and what it looks like. There it is there, kicked out in red. I'm going to repeat what I've just done here over on the right hand side. So again, I'm going to take this line, because I've left room down below, I'm going to send it down underneath. Again, it's just to stop the cluttering happening on our drawing. There's my 0, 180. From here, excuse me, I'm coming out then 40 degrees. Have it over to the side. Get my set square and send it out to the side. So again, I'm creating that pronged effect, that fork. Now, nearly there now on our setup. They're telling us that from the horizontal line, they want us to come up 54 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line out to the right hand side. From here, I'm going to put my 0 along that baseline. I'm going to come up 54 millimeters. And now I'm going to transfer that back. So I'm going to rob that and pop it in there. I'm going to pop it over here. So that height from here to here is 54 millimeters. I've just robbed it and popped it into the 2 of them using my T-square. Now that's my setup. Alright? From here, it's all circles. It's all finding center points. So we're going to do the usual. I'm going to take my set square. I'm going to put a 0. And the radius they want is 50. So I'm going to just pop it up like that with my set square. Get my compass. Set it up to the 50 they want. And there we have it. This never changes now for all 3 of these. Okay. We'll work from the left and we'll head across. So, to find the center point, putting the steel and the base point there, so the bottom here, and I'm going to swing an arc to the left and an arc to the right. keeping that compass in that setting. Put it at the opposite end. Remember, it's not at the end of the line that you created, it's at the mark here, which is 54 off the ground. Swing an arc there, swing an arc here. What we have is 2 X's. Those X's are the center points for our curves. We're going to do those curves and those leaves nice and light first of all, because remember we have slots coming through that are going to slice these. Alright, so there's that one. Do the same for this compass here. I'm going to swing an X. Remember, try not to get confused when you're doing this with each one. Take your time on it. And doing it like that one at a time will give us just that little bit. Now you can see where you just need to barely touch there. There. Remember, going nice and light with those leaves starting us off, because we'll have to remove them in a minute. And finally, we're doing our last one, creating our X. Find the center point. Here's my point there. And it's probably covering the camera slightly there. Now, those are the 3 leaves kicking out. Again, leaving that at 50, not changing it. I'm just going to step it out of the way for a second so I can pop in my little horizontals. Just about done now, lads. So from here, we're going to go up in 5s. So there's a little bit of room. We'll do it here. Actually, I'll do it in the center line. My apologies. Do it in the center line. So they want us to go up in 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 till we get to 30. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. They want us to step up 5 millimeters 6 times. All right. Here we have it. Excuse me. Now we're going to use that, and we are going to only do it heavy within the leaf itself. So you'll see, actually I'll start from the top and work my way down so you can see it a bit clearer as I'm doing it. So I'm skipping where the gap appears. One doesn't have one. Next few doesn't, that's fine. Skipping where the gap happens. Now, that's the sections taken out. Now we go back with our compass to each center point, remembering that is staying. Actually, I'll just check which one we want. That is staying at that radius 50. We're just heavying those lines. So remember to look at your book now to see which ones are heavy and which ones are not heavy. Okay, so which ones we skip, which ones we don't skip. Here. So sorry, no, just take a second now. This will get these all done. Alright, so you can start to see where the heaviness and the lightness is kicking in. If you find that you're very heavy with your lines, just get the rubber and just run over there ever so slightly. So there we have our, I'll zoom in a little bit there so we can see it a little bit clearer. There we have our portion, our object I should say, portioned out in slices. All right, and that's it. That then, remember, is page 70, question 6.